mabanya kwe nani ngala me ami seche iwoka ngangbe fun letie no ne chua manyaba
yo ipapa ago ha mamnu meli hi ke makla ebioga seche ke fo mahem se nu meli bua beke mano muyo mano le chonga se nakuto nyamwe leo ke cho el piosugwa mmeni ni ola etrobum kolo mu trobum lo abikeji seche eseno ke cholo ke nyamunyu tulo nene seche dio eda nga kosumi nyajan seke esuwe kwa dio ke ye gole kuji no ne to anu no lo nyewe no nu na gole ku nu no ha mu pe onue lo nene nyamiji jine wana na tu ye ligbe tenga manom se blog major ena chomi dika blonya tomi kra ne sa ne gometi ke Mase, embassy, ke foreign affairs, mato nye wanomlo tuo hiyo. Atuweka tuo ha ode la nye unye chomio. Sino na bububu. Lonene ngaji ma. Kometi mlang me bloka.
Mino.
Wagobu yo. Wamaweka bato nye mahali hakenye na lele hiyo. Osoko watu wablonya ne choke apuono siake pe.
Ima na mamu.
Kaya neno muo dio. Wati ya nye kegemono ya tau peplebi. Ne apio ya nge kosuminya. Na waya he na pio no fero na poya sisio wange kolope se no le wa puisi enyo wa ba poe mono no ka suye no melewe.
Okay, what the family is saying is that since everything has been done from the state, they will allow the clergy to perform the burial rites. Then afterwards, the family will take over from there. So they are grateful to all of you here.
I go. Here nejo. It was Maboke, Wasumba Kitikiti. Ikesi of Wasumba Kitikiti.
What? Iko ba hesi ba nya mai ko nga ye denga hiyo. Numeli amele atike ba yo pe ahi yo ke ye mama ya he ko le ka ta numeli do ya do ka wo te positi aha pia ka ayelina ke George twasam ke ofue akanu ke pia Samuel achome no ko no ne ke e ko pe ba
at the forecourt of the State House to the traditional authority in Ada, and you have them narrating everything that actually happened at the State House to the traditional authority before they can also give the go-ahead or accept an initiation of the final rites that they want to perform currently in Ada. So it's only befitting that, yes, they get to know whatever transpired so that in case of any things that they deem as anomalies, they would quickly perform rites to correct it before continuing with any other thing. As you can see, tears, people inconsolable there, and it's a tough time, very tough.
So that is confirmation that the body is Christian.
Yes, that is the confirmation that is Achu's body, and they've also accepted. It's the traditional authority in Nadan have accepted, yes, that is Achu, and then whatever activity that needs to continue should be done. We've already seen people already in tears. We saw that clergyman following, trying to console him there. So in the next couple of minutes, we expect that maybe Achu's body will be brought to the podium, and then the rest of the rights or final respects will be paid to him. You can see, I think these are footballers in Ada. I'm sure it's a football club. You can see their jerseys in there. And some merrymaking for them. You may call it merrymaking, you may call it morale, typical of football clubs in our part of the world, always in the singing and drumming mode, clapping mode, what we call the jama, for every activity that they find themselves there. So I think there's more interaction and communication going on there. Maybe we can have listen to what is actually being spoken about in Ada presently.
No. Kenga wayele noko magbawanya. Esane watu. Leblo nyatum no wakoba wo gbogbo ohun funya cho. Golo twebuli nange yokla yenu misaminya. Ka nene GFA ke government or cho kabacho. One ebelone achu yechumi.
Okay, what the Stove Father has just indicated is that whatever the state has indicated to be done is going to be done accordingly. Afterwards, the rest is for the family. Thank you very much.
That their representatives will allow what they want to happen there happen, and then just like he also indicated, the rest will be for the family. Just as we said, he's a son of the land. He's been brought back to his own people, and that is exactly what happened afterwards. I think it's only befitting that yes, that respect will be given to the state, the chief mourner, the president of the land, and Nana Akufo-Addo, who was present this morning at the forecourt of the State House for whatever activity that she would have. So as you can see, after that communication and announcement, that message being told the traditional authority, they are going into that tent for anything that happened. So that is currently the situation going on there. And I'm sure we'll be picking some bit of more explanation than what has been itemized for the next couple of hours for Christian Atsu as he's back in his home town Ada for the final burial rites.
I mean, one thing that stands out for me is culture.
Yeah.
And it's been, you can clearly see the imprints, the difference between what we saw at the State House and what we're seeing at Ada. Whenever it comes to ceremonies such as, weddings and funerals, it's also an opportunity to see how different people from different parts of Ghana appreciate things and how they also interpret other issues as well. So I think that has been, one of the key factors with, the funeral for me. I mean, I don't know what you have to say about that in terms of the culture, what you've seen displayed so far.
Well, I think it was great. I'm sure if Atsu had his burial starting in Ada, it would have been different. It would have been more massive with the traditional culture that was even displayed at the forecourt of the State House. I even think that is extremely more refined. Just as we always say, culture is dynamic. On any day, if culture was static, Atush would have gone to his hometown first for the people of his hometown to attend to him before getting back to the state for that state burial. But at least once they realized that, yes, it had to be the state to take the scenes, the activities that go on, the whistling with the fetish, with the carrying of the fire on their head and everything, signifying that authority and cleansing the path for Atsu, that any forbidden circumstance that may befall him as he's going to his rest should be eliminated. So I think in all that, it clearly signals a communication at every gesture and every custom that is being displayed. So it's a learning experience, and I'm glad I'm part of it. Maybe there is more to learn going forward. I think it's been great.
Well, culture still being displayed here on TV3. If you're just joining us, that is footage from Christian Atsu's hometown, Ada, where his body has arrived. It's been inspected by the family and officially confirmed that that is the body of Christian Atsu. And so the ceremony is about to start, where they would hand over to the clergy to take over affairs. And then after the family would then take over the ceremony. You can see a bit of a crowd. I don't know what's going on.
Everybody wants to catch a glimpse of Achu in there, and I think this is done across many parts of the country. That you'd have what we filed past today at the forecourt of the State House is what they will be doing in there with the body, a part of the body uncovered in there. So that is exactly what is actually going on in there for all who would want to catch a glimpse of the mortal remains of Christian Achu before it is brought onto the podium. Because unlike the State House where a part was open, with this, the open part was going to be in that tent or under that tent, that red tent. And once it's brought out, it's going to be covered, and in the center of the venue where the final rites will be held, it is going to be closed. The casket is going to be closed, and nobody will have access to it. And I think that is what has been the norm with every or most of the funerals that I have attended in this country. So it's true, it's fine, it's good that the family accept that this is Christian Achu. He's given them livelihood. Some of them were present there, and they just couldn't understand or come to bear with the news that Achu was gone. And I'm sure a number of people who have also benefited from the great things that he's done in Ada would also be in a very difficult moment now. But in all, we just hope that this is going to go a long way to impact on the life of many, as being spoken about by many who were present at the State House earlier today.
Well, thank you very much, Kelvin. We're still live here on TV3 on our extensive coverage of Christian Achu's final funeral rites, which has been in two parts. The first part was here in Accra at the forecourt of the State House, which began at 6:30 a.m., was wrapped up around 11:30, and then the body was transported to Ada, that's Christian Achu's hometown, over a period of about 2 to 3 hours. Got into the town after 3, and the body has been taken to the funeral grounds where it's been inspected by the family and confirmed that that is Christian Achu. And so that's how things stand at the moment. The ceremony is expected to kick off pretty shortly, but we have just a few minutes left here with you in terms of our coverage. We'll continue to bring you updates and all the stories that you need to know concerning the final funeral rites of one of our own, Christian Achu, who passed away after the tragic earthquake in Hatay, Turkey, about a few weeks ago. Let's now head back to Ada to Bill as we get his concluding thoughts ahead of the ceremony, which is expected to kick off soon.